Alright, now that we're signed in, let's talk about order forms. Setting up your order forms the way that you want them to be can be a very difficult and daunting task. However, we usually recommend that you try to simplify your order forms as much as possible in order to create a very user-friendly experience for your clients and simplify working on projects for yourself. So let's get into an example of what we consider to be a very simple yet effective order form that we have set up on our demo account over here. Let's go into order forms from the left and navigate into our demo order form here. As you can see on this order form, we have an order form name, some information on the order form, which will be displayed on the top, a field with all the 3 plans that we have available, starter, basic, and professional, where our client can only select one of these services as well as this field being required. If we move on to our add-ons field over here, you'll be able to see that we have 2 different add-on services that the client can choose from, and these are both completely optional with the help of checkboxes. The client here can also select both add-ons or choose to purchase multiple quantities of any of these add-ons. For our next field, we're going to have a very simple drop-down to ask the client what kind of issues they're facing at the moment at their agency, so we're aware of how to go about. After the drop-down, we have a text area to allow the client to fill in more information regarding the issue. We also have a field for the client's email, which by our experience would be best to put towards the end of your order form in order to reduce friction for your client towards the end of the form. For our next field, we have a required checkbox that the client has to mark before checking out to ensure that they have read our terms and conditions. There's a very simple HTML code in this field's help text that redirects directly into our terms and conditions. And finally, you should have your payment method always be the last field on your form to allow the client to select what method they would like and immediately click on continue to go make payment. Let me show you an example of what this form looks like. So here's the form that we were looking at earlier, but from the client's perspective. As you can see, it's a very simple flow for the client. The client gets to select whichever service they would like to buy, which you can also pre-select for them with the help of URL variables. A tutorial on how to do that is on our help center if you'd like to check it out, which will be linked down below. Once they've selected what service they would like to purchase, they can go ahead and select any add-ons if they want to. As I was explaining earlier, these are multiple selections and the client can pick both and multiple quantities of either. For the next field, the client can select what their biggest issue is and provide an explanation in this field. Their email will go right in here. And this is the terms and conditions box that I was talking about earlier that would be absolutely required before the client can check out, and it links directly into our SPP terms. So once they've entered all the details and checked the checkbox for the terms and conditions, they can enter their payment details down under and click on complete purchase. As you can see, this was a very simple flow for your client with very good user experience. One last thing to point out before I hop off is that it's very important to make the flow for your client as simple as possible when they're trying to make a purchase from you. Try to always ask for information that is absolutely required rather than making your clients provide more information than necessary. So this has been a quick guide on how to set up an ideal order form for your clients. Hopefully you benefited from this video and it helped you out a little bit. I hope you have an awesome day and thank you so much for watching this.